Welcome to another Brownie Bites here on YouTube. Darryl Ryder coming to you from Cross Country Mortgage Campus in Berea. Let's start day 15 of camp officially in the books as Kevin Stefanski has his guys in a game week mode as they prepare for Saturday afternoon's preseason game at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Unfortunately, we have to start with an injury, and this one is something to keep an eye on. Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward appeared to suffer a shoulder injury, a right shoulder injury, as he ultimately, after being looked at by trainers for a little bit, ended up walking inside. So no update from the team officially as of the time in which we are recording this for you, and should there be one, obviously, we will pass that along to you on 92.3 The Fan. Some positive news, though. We did get to see Greg Newsome back on the field. Newsome, of course, banged up his shoulder back on August 1st. He took his first 11 on 11 reps since then. Now, to the anticlimactic announcement that came on Monday that Joe Flacco will be this team's starting quarterback at least for week one. We got to hear from both Kevin Stefanski and Joe Flacco on Tuesday. Let's start with the head coach who explained his decision in selecting Flacco as the team starter to start the season.
You know, all along been evaluating our guys, and I thought Joe has performed really well in camp and going back to the off-season program. I thought he's done exactly what we've asked him to do, and I think we have a lot of confidence in him. Yeah, he earned it, and I understand with the injuries how that may look. That's really not the case here. Joe performed really well both in practice, in the joint practices, in the meeting room, you name it, in the walkthrough, just what he's able to bring to the football team. He's earned that role. I do think the guys believe in Joe, but I want to give credit to that entire group. I think those guys are working very, very hard. We have a standard for that position regardless of who's in there. Practice, games, how we operate, what we believe in, we have a very, very high standard. Obviously, Joe, having done it at a high level, has done it here as well. That lends itself to confidence in himself and confidence from his teammates. Not so concerned about depth chart, honestly. Really like our guys. They continue to work very hard, all of them. As you make decisions like this, you talk to the guys and you let them in on your thought process, but all of them should consider themselves get ready as a starter. That's how you have to handle being a backup in this league. Obviously, there's value in experience, and that's something that Joe has a ton of experience as a starter, as a backup, in different systems, going against different schemes. So he'll certainly lean on that experience, and we will as well.
There aren't many quarterbacks who get to start in the National Football League at 40 years of age, but Flacco joining what is an exclusive club. Here's the best of Joe from his Tuesday media availability.
I don't know if I was very emotional about it, but listen, you don't take for granted opportunities in this league. Especially, to get one at this point in my career is, definitely special. But like I said, it's pretty much business as usual and just kind of trying to get better. Well, we all know how that works. I mean, that's everybody in the league, but it's not really my job to look at it in that way. It's just to kind of go out there and play my game, kind of like I've been doing, all training camp, and not worrying about all that stuff, just going out there and playing my game and being the best I can. I think we all feel pretty good, Now it's like, listen, you only get a certain amount of reps out there, and I think we've made the most of it, and I think that's every team in the league to a certain extent. I think the good thing about this week is we kind of get to put ourselves through a little bit of a game plan and kind of simulate what we would be doing during the year, and I think that's going to give everybody that extra confidence to take that next step. I hope that he would believe it for sure. It's tough to go back, and in a lot of ways, you're probably a little bit more cocky as a 22-year-old than you are as a 40-year-old. So I've probably come down to earth and mellowed out a little bit on certain things, and yeah, my 22-year-old self, I think, would believe it for sure. Well, it's interesting, man. I think over the last, it's always one of those things that, like, I think as a football player, you just want to play. But I think you got to give a lot of credit to, obviously, Tom for anybody even thinking about doing it. Obviously, there was guys before. You have, Warren Moon, and I talked about it a couple weeks ago, Vinny Testaverde, and other guys that have done it. But, I mean, he pushed the boundaries like he did in absolutely everything. No surprise that he did it in that way as well. But you know, I don't think it's necessarily something that I actively think about until people kind of remind me with texts and things like that, and you guys ask me about it. I don't think it's a huge deal right now, but I'm sure when I look back on it, it'll be pretty cool.
Now let's shift our attention to the newest Brown, wide receiver Isaiah Bond, fresh off signing his contract with the team on Monday. He did visit with reporters Tuesday morning. Now, he did not address or field any questions related to the incident that led him to not being drafted. He did take football questions on Tuesday. Here's the best of Bond and what he had to say, including the opening statement that he gave.
I'm very excited to be a Cleveland Brown. I've been playing football since 6, and I know it's a great privilege to play in the NFL, and I'm very, very grateful for that. I know there's going to be questions about the allegations, but my agent and my attorney have advised me not to go into details on that. Since day one, I proclaimed my innocence, and I stand here today in that same way. I'm very excited to get to know my teammates and show the Cleveland Brown community why they made the right decision. I've been told in the past that I'm a very, very quick learner, so I should say it shouldn't take that long. Just learning the offense, getting around the guys, and getting extra time with the coaches, getting with my teammates. So it shouldn't take that long. I want people to know me as a great human, not only just a great athlete. I will be doing community service in the area to people in less needs, nonprofit organizations for sure. Yes, sir. I think anyone, especially my predicament, thinks that they wouldn't get that chance. But like I said, I've placed my faith in God during this time, and not to take things for granted. So that's also helped me get through these times for sure. It definitely played a big role. Tommy Reeves was my OC at Alabama, so that definitely played a big role. So he already knows my skill set. Andrew Berry and my agent have been talking since the draft. And also, I admired Jerry Jeudy growing up. That's one reason I went to Alabama. And my agent said that the Browns want you. I said, let's go. To be under the wing of a guy like Jerry Jeudy, to take pick his brain, and for him to give me some tips, I said it was a no-brainer. Quinn Sean, he's a great human, great guy. I got to know him for a little bit of time, but I think any wide receiver loves to have a great running back, and that's what he is. So I'm excited for him to get up here as well. Yes, sir. I'm very, very determined to show not only the organization but also the fan base why they made the right decision. Yeah, I think if you actually turn on the tape and watch the highlights, instead of just the highlights, watch the film, you would see I'm a complete receiver. I know how to run the whole route tree. I'm not just a fast guy. I'm not just catching screens. If you watch the plays, even when I'm not catching the ball, I get open a lot. So I could just say I'm a very complete receiver. And like I said, I'm ready to bring my talents to the field.
As I mentioned, Stefanski has his team in game week preparation mode. Again, the Browns going to host the Los Angeles Rams Saturday afternoon at Huntington Bank Field on the shores of Lake Erie. Out here in Berea, a real groundbreaking has taken place. Construction is officially and finally underway on the Browns' $150 to $175 million expansion project here with Cross Country Mortgage Campus, which is going to include a new University Hospital Sports Medicine Center, a new multimedia center for the team, as well as a new Brook Park Dome sales center. They'll also be building a new Barker Hotel, as well as some apartments and condos and the like, along with a 7,000-seat community field/stadium that will see Berea Mid-Park's football team play their home games there. So completion date for all of that is expected to be in 2027. But again, construction finally underway on that massive project out here in Berea. I want to thank you as always for watching on YouTube. A quick reminder to hit that subscribe button on the 92.3 The Fan channel. With the Browns in Berea, I'm Darrell Ryder for Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.